O'Brien.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN Tuesday afternoon, just after 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And we got silver trading at all-time highs. Yields with the 10-year at 4.19%. We get a Federal Reserve rate decision tomorrow. They're expected to cut. We'll talk about some Fed speak out there. Maybe the next Fed chairman has it out there saying room for more than one cut. But guess what? Yields persisting higher. The 10-year right now. We kick it off with the 10-year. Negative by 4 ticks, 4.19. Interesting as you come into Fed Day tomorrow. As I mentioned, I'll be live at 2 o'clock tomorrow for that reaction to the Fed decision. We air Chairman Powell live at 2:30 as well, and then back at 3 o'clock. Always a fun day tomorrow. We get ready for it today. See how the market positions itself. Right now, S&Ps are flat. Right back to where we were almost near the opening mark. S&Ps trading at 68.56, NASDAQ 100 in the green, Dow in the red, Russell slightly in the green. You take a look at the volume. Yesterday's negative action, lighter volume. Today, looking like it's going to be a lighter volume day. Okay, we've only done, 784,000 contracts in the S&Ps. You jump over to the NASDAQ 100, and you're talking about 359 versus 469 yesterday. That'd be a little bit of a tall order for the final hour. All right, let's jump to J.P. Morgan. So costs. One of the best, if not the best, if not likely the best. J.P. Morgan, the bank, down by 4% today. And the story for them is costs. So J.P. Morgan warns of higher than expected costs. They anticipate spending $105 billion next year. The biggest driver is volume and growth-related expenses, structural consequence of inflation. Pointing to strategic investments and the structural consequence of inflation. Consumers and small businesses look healthy, but the environment's a little bit more fragile and less capacity to weather an incremental stress. The average outlook was a $101.1 billion, and they're going to spend $105. How's that for inflation? Whew. That's 9% more than what analysts were expecting for expenses in 2025. Non-interest expenses rising 4%. Hey, if we're going to keep track of inflation, tomorrow's Fed Day. Investment banking fees could rise by a percentage in the low single digits. Analysts have been expecting a 6.3% jump. So, J.P. Morgan, now, as I was talking about, possibly the next new Fed chair. I mean, you better believe there's room for more. What would he be doing as the new Fed chair if all he says is that we can do one cut? Now, you can make the case that he's going to say what he needs to be in that position, but realistically, right? If he's replacing Powell and he shares the same ideology with the president in that rates should be lower, Hassett says room for Fed to cut more than 25 basis points. Well, the market's baking in a cut already. We'll see if that comes to fruition tomorrow. If the data suggests that we could do it, then, like right now, I think there's plenty of room to do it. Yeah. And asked whether that meant more than 25, he said correct. So we get that decision at 2 o'clock, and you have yields rising into that. We jump over to NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is going to be able to sell their H20 chips to China. They're going to have to fork over a 25% tax to the U.S. government to do it. And they're actually lower today. You give back all those gains. We check in on the Warner Brothers Discovery saga. Yeah, this equity. So the Netflix price is $27.75. It's trading at $28.08. The Paramount offer is $30 cash. The cable networks are where that $2 to $3 gray area merges between the two offers. But yeah, I would say that there's very little risk that this does not get done at least at $27.75. And I think the market's pricing that in as well, as now you're well above it. Up another 3.1%. Paramount giving back some of the pre-market gains, but back in the green, up by 11 pennies, up by 0.8%. It was a nice day for them yesterday. And Netflix, under pressure. You sell off yesterday, I mean, the cost just went up. If they're going to match the offer, you're talking about an offer of $110 billion. Netflix is only a $400 billion company, and that's going down every time it trades lower. 409. Okay, this is not chump change. And I know we all realize it's not chump change, but Netflix is by far the clear leader, puts Warner Brothers to shame, right? Well, they're spending $110 billion, and part of the reason why is that, yeah, you better believe it gets a competitor out of the way. Okay, of course they want that whole library, everything it offers. We'll see how it plays out. But either if they're going to get that asset, it's going to cost them even more money than they imagined. And what are we off? We're 30+% off the top now. You're in danger of going negative this year for Netflix after trading from 87 to 134. You're breaking the lows last week with volume. We're now coming into the April lows. And on a daily basis, let's see. Whew. All right, you got above it. You got below it on less volume technically than what you did, but that was a lower day as well. So you trade lower on dramatic volume on Friday. You trade a little bit lower on lighter volume, and today looks like it's going to be a lighter volume day as well. All right, maybe Netflix is fighting a little bit of a floor here at 95. We'll see. Volume drying up a bit, though. Look at this. That whole run, 4 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Even when they won the bidding, it went down. They win the bidding, it goes down. Then what happens? We find out not only did they win the bidding, they're still bidding, right? They won the bidding, but then they're still bidding, and the price is going to go up from where they've been bidding. And Warner Brothers, man. Zaslav, as I was talking about. They reset his options price earlier this year, and he gets options that benefit at $10. I think that deal got done in April. Yeah, somewhere here got done. And the reason why they had to do that is because all the options that they gave him when this merger took place with Discovery were up around here at $30. So imagine, they do the Discovery deal, he gets all these options, and down here he says, guys, those options mean nothing. You got to give me more options. Let's go. Give them to me at like $10. They give him $10, and then within a few months he says, I'm selling the business. We're all rich. We're coming back with our man Basil Chapman, folks. We're going to talk about a webinar for opening call subscribers. Come right back.